Hey guys, what's up? It's Deniz from Deniz World of Bodybuilding. Today I want to talk about Calum von Moger, who just won his IFBB Pro card at the NPC Universe in the Classic Physique division, like you see with his black posing trunks. After seeing Calum von Moger there on stage, people were, you know, he won and he got his pro card, but people were really splitted in their opinions and meanings about his current physique. So I just want to comment about it. I have the pictures out from main poses he did at the contest. So you will see his full body in different angles in this video. I will go through all those relevant and all the significant shots where you just see his flaws and strengths. So let's start with the front double biceps shot. Here you right away see he has great arms, great buys. His lats could be wider. You know what I mean? It's just going up like this. He could be like this, like more what Arnold had. His lats could be wider. It's just it here. Just here you see that his arms are far more developed than the rest of his upper body, and his legs are not as developed as his arms and his upper body in general. You just see it here right away, just seeing that pose, that picture. But let's continue. Here, this pose actually, that's like the Arnold pose. This pose actually looks good, but because it doesn't look bad because next to his arms, he has great shoulders, that are his strengths. Here you see a little bit of shoulders. Here, of course, you see it more. His body, we'll go through every body part, but now you see that next to his arms, he has shoulders, but here you also see, again, you see his back, legs, width and depth. So let's continue. Here you see that pose. I think that he wanted to do a classic pose. I think seeing all those pictures, his posing is still not perfect. He still has problem to show his body in the best light possible because on stage is different than on Instagram. On Instagram, he looked far more spectacular. That was one thing that people talked about, that seeing his Instagram pictures, oh, Callum looks so massive. It seems like he gained so much weight from what he used to. Then we saw him on stage, and he didn't look that he improved. Maybe even the opposite. That was what people talked about. I think also on stage, you have to be perfect at posing because you don't have 100 tries till you have the perfect shot for social media. And here you see again his lats are lacking, his arms are too big for the rest, his legs are not that good, his calves are not that good, his conditioning is good. So here again, that's like a classical pose. He could put out that left wing, more to look wider, or like he did with the right sides. Here you also more and more and better, you see that his legs are lacking in size. They don't match his legs, arms. Basically, not nobody bought matches his huge arms and shoulders, and maybe his chest, which is also good. So the rest is not as developed. That's the problem. Here again, but here this looks better than this. Okay, he's just in the perfect end pose here. This is again a very good pose because here you see he has great shoulders, he has great arms, and his chest is okay. So now you see, okay, he has great arms, great shoulders, and a little bit of chest. Because of that, his side chest actually looks pretty impressive. I don't like it when people are having tattoos who are competitive bodybuilders, but that's just my 2 cents. I think definitely. I mean, imagine Arnold's flawless body with tattoos on at the Pumping Iron movie. It just wouldn't look as impressive. So I think it definitely makes it a little more unimpressive because tattoos are hiding some details of the body. So you will never see a top Mr. Olympia guy with lots of tattoos on. Here again, you see a back double biceps. You see his strength, and you see that his back is just. I mean, his shoulder's great, but here he needs more mass. He needs more width, and yeah, that just sums it up. I would say. Here we have a lat spread. I don't know if the photographer. I think his lat spread is could be not even bad. I think the photograph, but I didn't find not a better photo. Um, I think in this pose on this picture, the pose is not fully established. That's what I think. So that was my view on his poses. Um, Actually, there are lots of. I would say his body is in construction. Okay, the problem is, of course, when Ronnie Coleman got pro, um, he was he was not as ready, to just compete at the Olympia and win it. It took him many years, but his body looked amazing. It was just a smaller version of the Ronnie we got to know back then. But the problem here with Callum is that it's not just a smaller version, but he has lots of disbalances. That's the problem. Like in the Pumping Iron movie, they said his arms are too big for this, his chest is too big for that, his legs are too small for that. You know that scene? Did they talk about Robbie Robinson? I don't know. Write in the comments of whom they talked about. But that's what I think when I see Callum. That's it's just cool to see on the internet, not so cool to see on stage. That's my 2 cents. It's no hate at all, and you have to give him his fair trade because I mean, seeing this picture without going into detail with his competitors, I mean, uh, damn, he looks definitely better. Even just looking at the conditioning, he just looked way more advanced. So he got his pro card. Doesn't mean anything. He could not compete against the top classic physique guys. He could not compete against Brian or Chris Bumstead. But that was it. What do you think about it? I think he has too many disbalances to go out there. He would have to do many different changes in his routine. Have more focus on the weak body parts, less focus on the already too strong body parts. But we don't know his strategy. I wish you all the best. Subscribe on my YouTube channel. Give it a thumb up. Give it a like. Spread this like a virus. Bye.